Hello everyone, welcome to another Pop Culture Overload video review. I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone with this. I want to show off two different versions of a Transformers Prime Bumblebee. This would be the first edition version that we got Deluxe Wave 1 in the States, and then we never got the rest of them. This is from the new Robots in Disguise line. I wasn't going to get this guy at first because I was very happy with this Bumblebee, but I heard good things about him, and I wanted to check it out for myself, but I'm going to let you guys decide. But as you can see, this is the first edition. This is the Robots in Disguise version. This is a little bit bigger. There's a little bit more detail on this guy too. Of course, you got a faction symbol of this. He has his weapons right on top, whereas this one will store his weapon underneath. I actually have a second one hidden up in there. I got the New York Comic Con version and kind of borrowed the weapon. No painted rims on this guy. This guy has painted rims. One thing that bothers me about this one, if you look, there's about 3 different shades of yellow going on here. You got a color here, a color here, this painted on here. I'm not really happy with the paint apps on here. This Bumblebee has some tail lights. This one doesn't. Exhaust pipe action going there. You look underneath, they're very similar. There's a lot of similarities between these two, but the effect is different. I'm going to go ahead and get into the transformation for this guy. You just want to take his weapon off. Since he came first, we'll do the first edition. Now, we never got Wave 2 of this guy. I mean, Wave 2 of the Prime figures, but hey, they say we're going to get him. I'm going to hold my breath, but anyway, you separate the back. Let me go ahead and pull my camera up here. Okay. Separate the back, bring it down. You want to fold these all the way down so they're kind of at an angle. The foot unfolds from the bottom. There you go. Got the side too. These windows will fold all the way down, making them a little less visible. Go ahead and take this chest panel out, pull it like that. The arms are actually in 2 sections and they're plugged into the doors. If you bring this all the way down, we can unplug this from the door, bring it around, and there's a post here and there's a hole in the wheel. Just bring them around, and that hole goes in the wheel. There you have an arm. Repeat for the same side. I'm sorry, for the other side. Okay. Bring this down a bit. The top, split it, fold them in. Back windshield folds down. You can kind of angle those in. They don't go in very far. A little bit of a complaint with this guy, but hey, it's not a big deal. We want to separate this part. The hood is actually in 3 pieces. Not sure why I can't get this part to unplug. Okay, there we go. I was pulling on the wrong one. Okay, fold this back. You see there's the head. Fold, rotate it, and then rotate the front piece again. Now right there behind this guard, turn to the side here, there's a little peg. You want to bring the front of the hood down. And just, there's a slot in the middle of there. It's kind of hard to get in there. Okay, and there. And it plugs right in there. These front pieces, take them down, separate them. And he's got these 2 hooks on top, which correspond to 2 tabs underneath the car and right underneath the hood. So just kind of take them and plug them into here. Just kind of put them in those slots. Last but not least, pull the hood up. Kind of compress it down a little bit. And these shoulder joints kind of flip up. So these are always facing forward. Go ahead and get the doors out. And there we have our first edition Bumblebee. And while he's missing a couple of paint apps, he's not exact to the character model on the show, I still like him. I like this guy a lot. I like the character on the show. It's got a ton of posability. Got the knees, these feet tilt, got a ball joint on the hips. The arms, they get kind of strange when you want to put them forward, especially when you're taking his guns, which will give you a look at that. And those plug right into these holes on his forearms. Of course, I got the second one from my New York Comic-Con Bumblebee, who graciously donated this other gun. And there you go. The chest has a hard time staying together, but I really like this Bumblebee. He's just very accurate to the screen model. We're going to put him to the side, just slightly off so we can kind of still see him. And then we're going to get into this one. First thing you want to do is take those guns off. The guns just kind of stack on top of each other. You can just take them apart. And these are a little bit smaller than these guns back here, as you can see. But not too much, because this is not that much smaller than he is. But just wait. Now, his back window stays on there, and you just fold it down. This guy's got a real simple transformation too. As you can see, you don't have to unfold the feet, but you still stretch out the legs. And the legs are just like this guy. There's a couple elements that you see come over from the other one. Now, as far as the arms, they're a lot easier to do. You just pull these down, and the top of the car, you fold down this hood, this back window, fold out the doors a little bit, and you can kind of just pull this off. And it also has a little tab here that corresponds to a slot here, and you just plug that in, if you can. That's why it's angled a bit, so you can kind of, okay, there we go. Alright, it's in there, and here is his head reveal. Well, this is pretty much the end of the transformation here. You separate these a little bit, and there you go. The head pops over, and there you have Robots in Disguise Bumblebee. Now, a lot of people say they like this guy. I like things, I don't like a lot about him. I like the doors, how they're a little bit not as big as the first edition, but it almost feels like two engineering teams were working on this. This is the first team, and the second one just took elements from the first one and made their own Bumblebee. He's a real simple transformation. I mean, this is a kid's line. I understand that, but I just don't like these arms on him. Granted, they don't look as funny when he's trying to aim. And I wish this rotated around. I wish it wasn't in the way. Because he actually has some light piping for his eyes. But it's blocked by that. I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit. I like the silver on his face better. Also like that you don't have to get in here. Because see that little part that I pulled down on him? It's already back up. Probably came up while I was transforming him. There's a lot more going on with this guy than there is with him. As you can see, I transformed him in nothing. This guy takes a little bit longer. Yeah, the transformation is a little more difficult, but I like the way his body seems more layered, more 3D. The way the parts kind of stack on each other. This guy, he's good. There's just a lot of things I don't like about him. I don't like the paint apps. The paint apps, they really could have matched those colors up better. He matches up a lot better. He's more accurate to the screen model, even though he has his kind of gorilla arms here. And his arms kind of are a better proportion. He's not bad. He's not. This is definitely a more simple design. I love how he reveals himself, how he reveals his head. That didn't sound right at all. Just going to take that back. And they still try to get some of the design elements in there, like with the wheels being put there, so you can kind of see them still. I do want to take some silver paint to these guys and kind of make them look better, but hands down, when I compare the two of them, I like the first edition mold much better than the RID mold. And the RID mold is not bad. I mean, you're going to have better luck getting this than you are of getting this one now. Unless you want to pay some. Bumblebee's not that hard to get a hold of. He's a little bit easier, but I just see the Robots in Disguise version. I see him more as a shelf warmer. And he comes 3 per pack, so he's not that hard to get a hold of if you need your Bumblebee. There's no Autobot logo on this one, but you can easily fix that by going to Repro Labels and getting you a couple of faction logos. But he's not bad, but overall, I would give it to this one. Well, there you go. This is kind of like a double review and kind of a comparison vid. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, I'm Jazz for Pop Culture Overload. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.